Hello, friends. To swatting number 37, 7th of April, 2023. I'm Wayne Lambright. Well, I got woke up this morning at like 7:45 and well, I'm in Blythe. I'll be out there in a little bit. I'm going to come out and make sure things. I told him my opinion on some of those school shootings. Can't really talk about it. One person was sued for talking about one and got a lawsuit of $1 billion. And we talked about 9/11 and Building 7, and but why would somebody do this? I'm like, oh, to get us to trick us into fighting Israel's enemies. But why? I mean, like, because they want to destroy America. He's a ex-Marine and he fought in Afghanistan. Oops. So he's emotionally invested in fighting people who dislike us. He felt like we should don't like us. Well, that's kind of silly. But I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who dislike us. Should we always be at war with people who dislike us? Maybe we could be better people to the world. Um, I mean, we only talk for an hour, so there's always you have to try to understand what people are saying and where they're coming from, um, and he's also a police officer, so he's in a combative. He has chosen a life of a combative situation, and he likes to. It's funny. He wants to enforce laws, but then he wants to. A third building came, fell. Who did it? Controlled demolition was done. It's being covered up, and he didn't really. We went off on another topic. But that's really the crux. If you want to look at everything wrong with America, it comes down to 9/11. That third building fell in New York City, and we need answers about who did it. This is really This will change the world in a moment. This will bring prosperity to America in an instant because the answer is Israel. So if we have a divorce from Israel, then America can start to thrive as a nation. We can get the Israeli influence out of our media. Our media is lopsided that Israel is always the victim. And actually, Israel is the victimizer. If you study communism, they say that, the communists said, we control the opposition party also. We got to control both sides of this situation. So Israel is controlling both sides of the narrative because they want total dominance. And total dominance is not a discussion. That's tyranny. Total dominance is tyranny. And we're living in a state of tyranny right now. Requires you to come out here. Well, there isn't a law. It's a policy decision to investigate everything. So, if there's going to be 60 swatting calls or 100 swatting calls, they're always going to come out here. I realize this is just never going to stop. So I got to either move or just get used to it. I'm pretty sure I know who's doing it now. They say when people don't talk to you, when your friends don't talk to you, it's that they're plotting against you. That's what they say. When your friends stop talking to you, it's because they're plotting against you. Yeah. This is just insanity. Um, the sheriff and I were talking about statistics, and he was saying, well, if a boyfriend slaps a girlfriend, throws her to the ground, they'll arrest the man because he's the dominant. He says because if he throws next time is going to be a punch, and after the punch is a choke, and after the choke is strangulation. If somebody that means death, so that's why they arrest domestic violence. And he's saying, and I said, yes. I said those are statistical probabilities. I love mathematics, and you're right. I'm agreeing with you. And I said, on that same note, you guys have been to my home um, 27 times, and the statistical probability of something bad happening to Wayne increases. He's like, well, but you and I are having a good conversation, and you're cordial and you're not combative. He says, but if you were confrontational and you were hostile, they would flag your account as being a danger to law enforcement. He said, then people would come out here to your house, Wayne, with a different attitude. So, like, they're red flag. They could red flag me if they wanted to. Luckily, they're not, because I'm always agreeable. But, I'm agreeing because I'm scared for my life. There is no danger. There's no suicide. I'm not making the calls, but they can't. They can't. They don't get it. Somebody calls the sheriff. The sky is falling. The sky's falling, and Wayne's doing it. They show up. Wayne, are you making the sky fall? No. Okay, just checking. All right, see you later. I don't know why they're falling for the sky is falling every time. And I said we should come up with a password. Well, that's not legal. They got excuses for everything, all my suggestions to say, quit coming out. Like, literally, I'm trying to save them money. I don't know if I call you, Wayne, maybe there's a guy with a gun to your head. I got to come out and make sure you're safe. I'm like, okay, please always come out. The people watching this video right now, one of them is the SWAT. That's what they do. They swat me, and then they wait for my video to hear me complain about being swatted. And you get some kind of joy from this. Well, just know that your karma is going to come back to you and your family. Your bad deeds. I'm sure this is not the only bad deed you're doing in your life. And so this is going to come back to you, your family, and your community. You're letting everybody down by doing this. By wasting all these resources, this could result in somebody's death. It could result in my death, my mom's death, my brother's death, a friend's death. It could result in crime going on. So, just public servants, fire people, and police officers, it's not an easy job, and they're there to protect society, and to waste their time is really, it's worse than the crime because it's a prank. I would hope that someday they can increase the laws for swatting people. It's such a waste of time. I didn't get a full night's sleep, and what's my solution here? Change my name and move? I'm not going to scrub my identity. Swatting people who don't love me doesn't affect me. What this comes down to is love, really. Um, there isn't enough love in the world. I loved a person and she turned her back on me. And, if I had love in my life, things would be different. Where this whole situation is all about hatred. It's about hatred. This is just the world we live in. I wouldn't even be running for president if my family let me go to Christmas. It was like, if you don't know the story, 11 years ago, my mom said I couldn't go to Thanksgiving, and then she said I couldn't go to Christmas. That just ripped my heart out. It's like, and I haven't been back since. And they've all turned their back to me, but they won't tell me why. And what kind of fucked up mother does that to somebody? Well, my mother. And my brother's, he's all along with it, and so are his kids. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Because I'm running for president? Literally, you should just laugh at me. Hey, bro, how's the presidential campaign going? Oh, I got another voter this week. 151 million more to go. All right, keep at it, bro. Like, they say don't, you shouldn't shit on people's dreams. Great at shooting 3-point baskets. You just never know of somebody's potential. And isn't that what all this protected group society behavior is? Protect the gays, protect the transgender people, because everybody deserves an equal chance. Well, don't I deserve an equal chance? I do. My parents were divorced when I was 5. My mom used to beat me and my brother. I grew up in a family of horrible abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse. If anybody from social services knew anything, they would have taken us away from our parents, and I would have been in foster care system, probably being abused there. I had ADHD as a kid. I have it as an adult. I had trouble in school, but there's really no love in my life. People have just been rude. People have been calling me gay since I was in school. People have been bullies to me my whole life. I'm a pretty normal dude. I'm trying to promote peace and love in the world with all the hate that I get. I try to embrace the Jesus of turn the other cheek and love my brother and sister. But that's not the world we necessarily live in. Our government is ridiculous. It doesn't listen to citizens. It doesn't follow its own laws. We're looking at like the decay of our civilization. They also said that in the 60s during the Cold War, when they had the civil rights movement. And I could easily give up politics, but my life is so broken right now. Why should I? This is the perfect time for me to stay in politics because of all the shit happening to me. If it happens to me, it's going to happen. Like, there's no way to fix this. There's no way for me to get out of this situation. There's been times where I quit bidding for president, and it still happened to me. These people are relentless, whoever they are. And what did I do to them? The answer is nothing. The only person I have a disagreement with is my old landlord who fucked me over. He is being harassed by the people who are swatting me. They used to send him messages on Facebook and fuck with his life. So, you know, I am responsible because I ran for president. But that's, it's like saying I want to be an astronaut or I want to run for sheriff. Okay, good luck. Let us know how it goes when you get there. Just because you want to mean that it gives other people the right to try to destroy your life. And I was telling the sheriff today, I was like, I think it has to do with me saying that Israel did 9/11. Well, nobody wants to have this conversation. Oh, did I speak a truth? Well, I did. And that's the problem is it's not because I'm wrong. It's because I'm right. And that's why they're angry. That I spoke a truth. I spoke a truth about anti-gravity. Anti-gravity does exist. Well, and if it exists, then why do we have airplanes? Well, they're suppressing the technology. Airplanes flying jet fuel, oil, petroleum, petrodollar. So this world is controlled by the oil companies, and they have all the money to subvert everything. So we don't have a constitutional republic. We don't have democracy. We are living in fascism right now, de facto fascism. And you might think that Nazi uniforms are sexy and slick and cool looking, yet it is you who is being repressed. It is those fancy uniforms that are putting your ass in jail, taking away your liberties, your future livelihood. The fascists are not going to let you in on their inside club. If you think you're part of it, you're not. You're just a servant. You're just a pawn in their chess game. Lower than a pawn, then that would be you. You're expendable. If we, the people, could be united, we could never be defeated. If we could be united. But the media has hypnotized people into having a fucking opinion on everything. If I said the Grand Canyon was deep and it had a big wide gap, people would say, no, it's not, and disagreeable, and people are just a little bit crazy. People are a little bit crazy. And people might say, well, social media did this. Well, no, social media didn't do it. What did it was the reduction of free speech. By taking away free speech, you amplify the crazy. Yeah. They take away speech from some people and then they give speech to others. And the other people are like, no, we landed on the moon. There are no UFOs. What if all conspiracy theories were correct? There's a good chance that like a lot of conspiracies get started because there's some truth going on and somebody doesn't want a story to be told. Well, what are they afraid of? Well, they're afraid of losing their grip on the power structure. Noam Chomsky, who recently passed, said that a power structure there's two types. The iron fist, like Joseph Stalin, where you beat people into submission. And then there's the one that we use, manipulates people into submission through media. I think we all could agree that the technique called hypnosis does work and it exists. Well, they're using hypnotic techniques through media, brainwashing, predictive programming. selective information. Mm. You know, and reverse psychology works for a lot of today's problems. I can't use reverse psychology in my being swatted situation. I have to say, please stop. Please stop making these calls. You're hurting many, many innocent, destroying people's lives. You're creating a tremendous amount of harm, and you're creating disruptions and animosity where it shouldn't occur. So I'm begging you, please stop. So, you know, every day is a new day to start off with a in a different path, and I'm encouraging the swatters to choose a new path. You know, if you want this world to be a better place, maybe you could start supporting me. Maybe you could say, you know, Wayne has a lot of great ideas. So, and if you disagree with me, well, then that's okay. Maybe find a new hobby. Quit listening to me. Just go do something else. Um, there's this guy, Cloud Sprout, super obsessed with me, watched all my videos, commented on everything, and he picked a fight with me in January. And now he's running this Discord server and he's advertising on 4chan every night. I find that very suspicious. He was always, I get the feeling he's some type of paid government official to the federal law enforcement people one time. So you should go to his website. He's at cloudsprout.net. He's a producer. He's a voice actor. He's a game developer. He's got like 10 titles of everything he's doing. He forgot to mention he's like tripolar. He also didn't mention he's a security guard and that he was arrested for slashing tires in Vegas. You left that out, Andrew. Hey, everybody's entitled to do anything you want in this world. Try to become something, including me. So, what isn't fair is sabotaging other people's lives. You know, these people coming after me, who are they? Like, just literally just stop. All right, I'm rambling. 25 minutes of rambling. I'm done. I'll see you guys later.